Click here. Wait for it to boot on up. And there we go. Up next, click here, play some Disco Elysium. And because it's the weekend, hopefully, play a lot of it and get a lot done. Hey Coco, how are you? Lower morale, put points into volition. I don't have to. I have more healing than God. Anyway, click.
Is there something here that would indicate a sniper used this place as a nest for taking the shot? Just some urban detritus, a bottle, and a dilapidated old comms tower.
I don't see it, Lieutenant W. Freitor. I don't see a person take a shot here and hit something there.
Maybe
in the whirling in rags.
the assaulted climbed the comms tower, took the shot over there?
It's not possible to climb that ladder. And even if it were, why? There's no platform up there to aim from.
Maybe the campfire was used by the perpetrator?
To warm his hands before pulling the trigger? Perhaps. But anyone could have made this. The coast is specked with fire this time of year.
He looks around.
Truthfully, this seems like a very poor choice to take a 1.2 kilometer rifle shot from. Visibility is awful. There's water vapor everywhere. I think we can rule out... Biddable Prime, was it?
Like where the water's still running on
There.
backs.
1.2 kilometers over the cold water of the bay, blue from the distance and the air. You see the smallest rectangle, barely visible. It's glowing in the dark night. The lights are on. Glazia must be in there. Looks like she kept her promise not to go out at night anymore.
Finish the thought. Okay. We still gotta check out the boardwalk, was it?
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in.
There's no way I can up my interface at all. Yeah, that's already a +2 with that. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Anything else is gonna help max that out, so I would just have to put a lot, and I'm gonna need a lot of points into that. Make the law officer. What other spots do I need to check? Check island, check boardwalk. Okay. Oh, this is the boardwalk.
There's some tear and two empty bottles of Tallulah.
A tragedy.
He shakes his head with genuine sadness. Whoever tossed it, Red Astra is the black market version of. You see traces of May. It's no older than a day.
Okay. Nothing much there.
You see, a once bright above the mural, a collapsed roof, broken windows set in walls that are cracking and will soon also fall, and the coastal breeze rustling and sighing in the remains of the edifice. Felled electrical. How ironic. All these dark rooms. Felled electrical. You only know them as a small company that makes ink cartridges. Looks like they used to be big. There's something in the wind. Sometimes the only way to go forward is to fail first.
Could Ruby be in there?
In there? She could. Or she could be in the identical room over there. Or in that boat shack. In that church tower, maybe.
Why single out this one building?
Found the empty trap. Went on a date. Gives me bonus to this. Reconstructed execution. Made that awful call. +2. Death notification. +3. Found the jacket. +1. Okay, do I have anything before I do this that up shivers before I continue down this path? Anything at all? Because last time I didn't do this, it fucked me. And it upset me. I didn't take the time to, like, go this hard. Also, I like how going on a date gave me +3. That was nice. Like all the dumb things I've done. That seemed like nothing added up greatly. Okay. Oh, +1 to shivers. Okay, this is all the stuff that gives me bonuses to shivers. Do I have anything that's giving me minuses to shivers, though? Just so I could take them off.
The once bright mural towers above you, saying, "Felled."
I literally can only
R&D.
fuck. I can literally only fuck this up if I roll snake eyes.
Even though you're sure you
Thank you.
succeeded, all is quiet. There is no cold hand brushing against your forehead, no rustle in the reeds. The wind has died down. The ruin in front of you is silent as a tomb.
What was I even attempting to do here?
Trying to talk to the wind, the city, whatever you thought would happen, did not. And now you're just standing there in the dusk hour, with your hands fallen to your side. Is trying to talk to the city something you've done before? Is it in your secret repertoire? A trick for when you're out of ideas?
Well, okay. Turn to the lieutenant. She could be anywhere. How do we find
Or
her?
do we? I was really hoping she'd be in the village. Okay.
Then he gets hold of himself.
She's probably north of the village, and this place is a peninsula. We already scanned most of the outdoor areas on our wild cryptid hunt, so we have an understanding of the geography, at least. And then there's the church. We've already searched that and can rule it out. I know it doesn't feel like progress, but exclusion is a step too. Anyway, we do it the old-fashioned way, sector by sector. Go over the whole peninsula, ask the locals, enter the places where we can enter first, like we did in the village.
And if that fails, if we don't find
Then,
her?
if we're desperate, we can look where we can't enter. Bunkers, storm drainage, this place. I'm sure it won't come to that.
Walk the coast, the old boardwalk, the reeds. You can always come back here and talk to the wind again. Look where it already got you. Suddenly, there's a sigh. carried on the molecules around you, moving,
Alright.
flowing from high pressure to low pressure, like that of a woman emptying her lungs. She wraps the collapsing stone box in front of you in her breath, flowing through it.
Where does it go?
In through the collapsed roof, flowing down a concrete staircase to the basement, sweeping away footprints in the dust on the stairs, and then the beach below the boardwalk, its winding tunnels, a whisper away.
What is happening?
She's down there.
See, I think she's down there below this building.
Okay. Why?
The wind told me.
So, how do we get in there? The doors were on the collapsed side of this building. They're gone, basically.
There's a ladder next to the sign point to it. Perhaps we could climb in, enter through the roof.
Perhaps you can climb them. We are not climbing anything. I'm 43 years old, and I plan to live to see 70.
Oh, what's this?
An old pipe peeks out from beneath the rotting boards of the boardwalk. Could this be an alternative path into the felled building? A building like this must have multiple doors, serving various functions. Perhaps a basement access.
Come closer and
Your
look.
eyes slowly begin to adjust to the darkness inside the drainage pipe. The lieutenant looks over your shoulder.
Could we get into the field building through this pipe?
Given that this isn't a martial arts thriller, it's highly unlikely, and not without risk to our health either. However, the pipe suggests there may be an entrance to the basement around,
Lieutenant pushes aside the weeds and looks around.
and it's right here, a maintenance door.
What's in there?
At first, you can't make anything out in the darkness at all.
Okay, what else?
As your eyes adjust, you see some trash, crumpled up newspapers, cigarette butts. Someone has half-heartedly spray-painted skulls on the right side. And nothing. Broken glass from bottles thrown against the walls of the pipe. A syringe.
Try to pull the door apart. Okay. Before we attempt this, I think there's only one piece of clothing I have that ever gives me physical instrument. That's stuff that increases pain threshold, but only one thing that tends to always give me. Dude, I got a lot of things that up my pain threshold. What are my cool kicks?
Behind the pipe, the maintenance door. Rust, you and the lieutenant lean all your weight into pushing the doors apart.
An
But
11.
you're not quite synchronizing your efforts. They slam shut again before you can enter.
Let's take a breather and try this again later. It's very tough.
There's the boardwalk, there's the church. And now, let's see if we can't convince this lady, because I know I put an extra point in suggestion before. And this is -1. There's a +1. It's a -1. Okay, this is all I really got going for me.
Yes, what is it?
Easy. Research is
On a
done.
fucking 3! Oh my god. I got exactly 10 on a goddamn 3. Wow. Yeah, literally the only thing that would have fucked me up is Snake Eyes. Holy crap. Okay. Listen, about your research, you mentioned earlier that it's not going to go very well. Maybe I can help you with
What?
something?
No, I don't really need any help with the project.
But if I could help you finish the project, then you wouldn't have to live in a church next to the boom boom anymore. Just think about it.
She thinks about it. A glassy look in her eyes. A gust of wind brings more snow in from the broken gallery. It touches her hair.
Alright. Bring me the game's offsite copy from my old workspace, if you really want to help. It's stored on a filament memory, and I'm unable to go and fetch it myself.
Where's the offsite copy, and why do you need it?
It's a backup of my former employer's project, the radio game we were working on. It's stored on a filament memory, just like the one inside this radio computer.
She points to the glowing cube.
She's making it extra simple for you.
The backup itself is destroyed now, but I'm hoping to use what's left of it to pinpoint the exact location of the anomaly. You just have to go to my old workspace and get the filament.
Hold on. If it's called an off-site copy, then why is it still on site?
If it's called an offsite copy, then why is it still on site?
Oh god, not this again. It is not on site. It is in the basement. Perfectly safe and not connected to the front at all.
Basement? Sounds like it's technically still on site.
And no, taking it outside the building wouldn't have protected it from the data loss. There's nothing wrong with keeping the backup in the basement. What happened was a freak accident that has nothing to do with how the backup was stored.
You say so,
We
lady.
clear?
This is clearly a painful topic for her. She must have had to explain herself numerous times.
By your old workspace, do you mean the studio at Fortress Accident on the office building
Yeah,
on Plaza?
that's the one. You can get in through the bookshop. You just have to do some explaining to the bookstore lady.
Wait, bookstore lady, you mean Priscilla?
That's her name, I believe.
What exactly is the
There's
offsite
this
copy?
giant ice bear fridge in the building's cellar. It's there. Don't worry, you can't miss the bear. It's hideous.
Why don't you go and get it, the filament
The
yourself?
bookstore lady hates me. Says I'm part of the curse. Whatever that means.
Wait, are you part of the
Course
curse?
not. Anyway, I don't have my keys anymore and she won't let me in.
Why don't you think you're part of the curse?
Because she's from Martinez. And people from Martinez have never ever seen a radio computer. She thinks it emits elemental evil.
It's a bit biased, don't you think?
No. She literally started praying for the higher powers when she first saw my Rain Civic. I'm not making this up.
The lieutenant coughs like he's amused.
Once I came in one morning, only to find that my terminal was full of those strange trinkets and amulets. Wards. It looked like some Seminine magic. So what I need you to do here is go have a talk with her, say that you're a policeman and need to get to the building's basement. Then bring me the offsite copy. Alright?
Alright, I'll go
Thanks.
for the offsite copy. She thinks for a moment, then reaches behind the radio computer and hands you what looks like oversized
And
pie
here's
bar.
my Qualsund multi-tool. You might need it to hack loose some ice. It opens everything. If you get me the offsite copy, then you can keep the Qualsund.
It hurts a bit for her to say this. She's not too happy to be parting with the Kvalsund.
Okay.
The large head
Good morning! Yeah! Pump it up! Pump it up! Pump it up!
I really need to level up my physical instrument skills. Well, let's see, can I? I don't think I could, even if I wanted to.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if
Now, pain threshold. I have a lot of stuff for pain threshold. This gives me a nice +1. This gives me a +1. This also gives me a +1 plus half-light, but... it's a jacket. Nice. Okay. Currently sitting at +3.
a heavy door with a missing handle stands before
The
you.
Destroyer!
If not hundreds, of Seminoles trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked. You smash into the wood and see a small crack appear on the doorframe. It's going to take one more try to break through to the other side. But you've done it.
You're not thinking of trying again, are you?
Smash into the door again wordlessly, smash into the door and then shout, fuck the system. Smash into the door shouting, freeze, dirt bags, smash, hands up now. Fuck, it hurts. Coco, are you here? Because I need, how do we smash through this door? What do we say when we smash through this door? What option are we gonna pick, Coco? There's a lot of good options here. Coco, please tell me you're there. Please tell me you didn't just turn it on and mute me. And hurt my feeling, my soul. Or maybe the chat's being weird on my phone again, because it did that once. Or maybe you truly aren't here. And now I'm hurt. Wow. I don't think she's here. I ask her a simple thing. And she can't even respond. This is pain. This is suffering, boy. Honestly. Like, can you believe this? She's not even here to answer my question. I give her a simple question. Hey, which one of these options would be fun? She's not even here. Not even listening. Not even a part of the program. Okay, she's truly must be gone because she would have, like, responded or burst through the door at some point. So I'm gonna go with freeze dirtbags. Hey! A ball!
What is this place?
Lieutenant stares at the dusty training equipment. It's an adventure. It's another word. Looks like a gym to me. This may be the Archery's Boxing Club for young athletes.
I think you're right. Though it looks like no one's been here in ages. I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us. Don't forget to take it out of your bag before we move on.
An eerie feeling rises in your chest.
What if there's a reason why no one's been here for ages?
Yes, because it's closed. No need to look for supernatural explanations where a banal one will do. Now let's move on, shall we?
A barbell lies on the floor. The color has worn off its weight plates. It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with. Lift them. There are no collars on the barbell. This is a safety hazard.
Look, Trim. Look, came into trap. There's no collars on the
You're
barbell.
right. The weights may fall off. Better not touch it then.
If I remove the collars, that would be a felony.
It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't. No one's supposed to come here anymore.
barbell waits patiently.
We're not. Warm bars. Looks and say post assist citrus. What Curtis it is. The rest is worn off. Sand is dripping from the punching bag. The hallway is blocked by old window panes of debris. Looks like the remains of the 24-hour window repair shop. Wild animals stare at you in the dark, stuffed and mounted. Poor animals, no rest for their bodies after death. Large, aiming arm full of strange liquid. Airship rotors covered in spiderwebs. They were blades. Naked mannequin torso, a strange yellow color. Money!
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes, like some ancient cave mural. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board.
Inspect the
These
drawings.
lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins, casting wax-based magic. Translucent welkins, with organs shining under their skin, and even ether welkins, hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. You should adopt one of those welkins as your persona. No longer a mere man, but a welkin. One of the welkins,
Okay,
towering
drama.
among the rest, appears to be different, however.
Explain the Welkins. This is important.
It's Vara Hamira, a high welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a Welkin supremacist. The note says, all non-Welkin races will be purged. The Haldor, the Twarg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them, purged.
Oh
Imagine
my.
a world filled only with Welkin, Green Welkin, Dread Welkin, and the High Welkin to rule them all.
Dear
An
God.
inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little welkin creatures.
Who are these creatures? Who drew them? Are they real? I have so many questions.
This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real.
One of them is a welcoming supremacist.
Political commentary. That one has a great beard too.
Lieutenant nods at the Welkin's facial hair.
Some people really like building a world, I think.
Why would
Even
anyone
if
spend
it's
so much
just
time
for a
on
game.
this? Well, this has been educational. Let's move on from the Welkins.
Just look at those details. So much effort.
And for what? All gone.
Inspect the
The
photos.
photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees grown in under the snow. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, boreal dvorg, yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden. Albeit dark and cold, this vision also feels cozy in its own way, like eggnog or morphine, a much-needed respite from our own world. A pinned
Alright.
postcard reads, "The heat death scenario, a desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe."
Cool. Inspect the schedule.
This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money. Everyone is constantly teetering on the edge of the abyss, an abyss of production. These squares look orderly, but beneath them is chaos, worry, pain. Minimi stands for a mini-meeting. It's part of a bigger framework for managing work called RUM. Station 41 tried to implement it a few years ago, but failed.
Keep reading. What
As
happened?
time goes on, The numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region.
Looks like they didn't make it.
Lieutenant looks at the frigid ice fields of
A
nothingness.
note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod schedule filament for details."
Inspect
The
notes.
handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: "Call in, tune out," "Wirral untethered," and "Heat death of the universe."
Cool.
A dusty radio computer sleeps on its wired frame, forgotten and unused. Its keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer.
Another radio computer. Just sitting here without anyone inside.
What he means is that these things cost money. Why would anyone just leave it behind? This is the Ream Civic radio computer, model RC5120, equipped with a Feld mainframe and a Ream-compatible printer.
Do you think I should turn it on?
It's your call. You're in charge of this expedition, officer.
The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide open.
Look inside the
It's
compartment.
empty like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left dangling, disconnected.
This is where the memory should go.
Play.
Nothing happens. Something's missing. There's no tape.
Right.
Nothing happens.
Blue velvet, salted touch. Muppet. But where are the clothes that used to display? Sesame's Altair? Altair. Okay, we looked at that, we looked at that. Now it's time to look at this.
This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker. The mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient. The whole thing resembles Cadran mosaic tiles. Very pesantic.
Hold on, how do I know what Cadron mosaic tiles is supposed to look like?
History classes, students with their textbooks open, studying the roots of our civilization. Those aquarelle blue tiles looked beautiful in the sun.
What am I looking
Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too. Sparse and cryptic.
at? Radio frequencies for what?
Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced.
So we're dealing with something medical here?
You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled the Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants. They must have had massive airwidth. These things don't come cheap.
Wait, who's the game master?
Someone very important. The leader of a massive on-air game built by these people. A conductor for the hundreds of story threads that pass through the Game Master's frequency.
If it's a game, then who's playing?
Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like. All of this is gone, left unrealized. There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off.
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became.
The cost of area alone must have been huge.
Exactly. This schedule, I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
What else, Gwyneth
Nothing.
Lines?
It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages.
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace?
It's obvious this is what remains of Sonora's video game studio, Fortress
Yes, I
Accident.
got that. What I meant was, what were they trying to achieve with this damn game? What were their ambitions? Because this here looks rather advanced.
He has respect and curiosity for this failed endeavor. This is way above your tiny little policeman head.
I know I'm not an artist.
Okay, well, I think
Lieutenant takes a step back.
Like he's
Using his
ready to
hands.
lay out a fine theory, crafted together like a puzzle box.
It looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games. Only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers.
Has anyone ever done that
Not
before?
to my knowledge. They make automated games in Graz, Messina, Königstein. You know, places with industry.
Not in Revachol West, among the ruins.
But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an inter-isolary game before. We just don't have the technology.
What were they playing?
Through call-in stations. None of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game, as long as they have a two-way radio. Then there's the game master frequency, that listens in on the smaller call-in stations. I think that was supposed to coordinate the stories, functioning as a master of ceremonies of sorts.
Coordinating so many games would take a whole switchboard of people, possibly divided into sub-frequencies.
This was a role-playing game?
Indeed, those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the We Were board game, with hit death thrown in.
Super cool. Someone should give them millions of real immediately. This game is too good to be left unfinished.
What do you think happened to the
No
company?
idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalkboard.
Wow.
Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but
It was just a play to cheat money out of investors' pockets. World is cold and lonely. This would keep it company. Let's finish it.
it's too late for that, I'm afraid.
A half smile breaks out onto his face. He says, looking around the derelict room, the pipes howl and a rat crosses the floor.
Okay, let's keep moving.
Scribbler's Cross developer, the most advanced RPG in the universe. Doink. More healing. The wind howls. The cold shoot above. Oh, there's the fridge. The wall collapsed. It's
A thick
inaccessible
layer
now.
of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black.
And what is this thing? Is it a furnace?
Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected to the chimney.
He opens the door and gingerly peeks
No
inside.
one has used it in ages. No signs of any recent fire. Only dead rats.
Look inside the furnace.
It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice or several voices talking to each other. Near the smoke chamber, upstairs.
What are you doing?
Hear the murderer of the hanged man talking. Not sure, kid. I think I could hear someone talking upstairs.
Wait, really? You should investigate. See if someone's upstairs.
Smear your hands of coal.
A lush layer of coal now covers your skin, sinking into the wrinkles. Your hands look ancient. Maybe you could paint something with this coal. Leave a cave painting for future archaeologists. No, that would be stupid.
Kick it with
The
your foot.
hollow ring echoes through the furnace. Your toe hurts.
Enemy of the physical realm.
You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost, and the bear's eyes are glowing red. The bear looks oddly realistic. Is it taxidermy? This must be the giant ice bear fridge that Suna mentioned. Look inside.
Crack
A
open
gust
the
of
door.
freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is the inside of a refrigerator. The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun.
Relax, Kim. It's a fridge.
Of course, just a giant ice bear-shaped fridge.
He relaxes his hand. His face bathes in the harsh light of the open fridge
Let's
door.
take a look inside.
Look
The
inside.
shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge. But where's the filament memory? It's not here.
You can't see the offsite copy anywhere. Check the shelves.
Someone must have taken it. What does the note say?
Take the note from the
You
door.
pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door.
Examine where the ice
A
cream
friendly
wrappers.
cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge.
What's the giant bear-shaped fridge doing in an abandoned cell in the first
Good
place?
question. It looks like an ice cream fridge.
The lieutenant reaches for one of the wrappers. He studies it with delight. So he tried to sell ice cream. Is
I
that-
know. What an unfortunate
Carnivore?
marketing choice. What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
The lieutenant points to the red snaky cable running from the fridge.
The fridge buzzes with energy. The electricity bill on this thing must be catastrophic.
Close the door. Okay.
The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface.
Does it say anything interesting?
Lieutenant leans closer to read the crumpled note over your shoulder.
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active.
Read the
Someone
note.
has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe. You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care, Sully Swaff.
Someone moved the filament, but who?
Sulislav. Wasn't he one of Miss Lukanen's co-workers? I remember coming across this name when we were reading her personal log.
Remind me again what's on
It
the
belongs
filament
inside
memory?
a radio computer, storing its memory. It's like a tape. You listen to disco tapes, right? It's like one of your disco tapes, only for a computer.
Who's... Yeah. Oh wait, ginger kid.
Really? You don't have a single guess?
You mean Kuno?
Oh, I'm sure that child would love to get his hands on a filament memory. Even if he doesn't know what to do with it, he'd probably try to pawn it for speed, based on our encounter.
Do you have any idea what the frozen ice cream maker could be?
I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the ice bear fridge.
Ice cream maker defrosted and unplugged. Check out the strange shadows, a hidden doorway here. Two rusty rifles are hidden above the piping. They look inoperable.
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in.
Where are we? Look around the secret
Seems
room.
like an old bunker from the revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. Must be an old weapons cache.
Look at the hole in the wall.
There is,
Shine some
yes.
light.
And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting. Do you want to take a look?
Okay, I
Your
do.
hand reaches deep into darkness and spiderwebs. Rummaging around, you find rusty rifles hidden away.
Rifles,
Are
kid.
these any good?
Most of them
Inspect
are
them.
rusty and inoperable, like the rest. But one catches your eye. A bolt-action model with a fine wood stock, in better cosmetic order than the others. Take it. You're a police officer. Police officers carry guns.
This one looks nice.
It's a rare sight. Seems to no longer be functional, but still beautiful thing in its own way.
What does this mean, a rifle
It
here?
means there are firearms, breech loaders, still lying around in Martinez.
Hmm.
This would have been good in our case against Ruby for Titus. Too late for that now. But still, might be useful down the road.
He likes this find.
Someone stuck busted guns beneath the cellar. Do I have I do. I do just have a old rusty gun now. If it was an ice cream maker and it's still running. What's this thing?
Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby. Something close to you dies with a soft electric purr.
Why did you do that?
As a meshable cosmos, it's black. It's not like it's the red one. I don't know why I unplugged it. I do this if I any reason.
The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything. The electric distribution board now has one cable missing.
Comrades running back the breaker box.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer.
Try
The
to-
ice around it slowly melting.
Try to crack
You
open the
slip
lid.
your fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is too cold for you to get a good grip. A pry bar would come in handy here, or something stronger, like the Kvalsund KR2 multi-tool.
Didn't Sona give you a perfect tool for this kind of job? The Kvalsund. You should take it out.
Equip the multi-tool by going to the Tools tab in your inventory. From
Yeah, I know how this is done. I've been doing this for a good minute, game.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer.
Oh man, I really need to put more points into physical instrument. Okay. Next chance I get. Next chance. Couple of level ups going right into physical instrument. I'm already wearing the one thing that buffs it up. God, I hate it here.
This orange machine is turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. In the distance, you hear water dripping. Ice grows.
Woo! Barely got it. Did I barely get it? I did!
Until the-
Right on the money! Feels good, man. Feels fucking good. Open that
Darkness
bitch up.
lies inside, but you can faintly make out an object, intricate and foreign, left there for a sub-zero beauty sleep, a filament memory with the words "off-site copy" written on its side.
Takes
You
all your
gently
memory.
lift the cube from its frosty bedding, careful not to damage it.
We should take it back to Miss Lucan and Kilda as soon as possible. I'm not sure how well unused filaments tolerate room temperatures.
Yes, but aren't you curious to know what's on the precious filament? There's a radio computer upstairs. An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all.
So the window, people, feet shuffle by on the street.
Tiles on the cube are like a
Said the
smooth
offset
drawer.
copy.
The filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking.
Press play.
The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
Good evening, Fortress Accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Indian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the offsite copy?
Yvonne, it's me again. How are you?
Good, thank you. Please repeat. Is this the offsite copy?
May I have a password for the offset copy?
Good. Please repeat the password.
Say life after death.
No, that's not it.
Maybe it's the second part of the leitmotif you saw on the stained glass window.
Say after death life.
Good. I've unlocked the
Again.
offside copy. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament.
Ka-ching.
Fortress Accident, is there anything else I can do for you today?
That's all for now.
Thank you, and goodbye.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play and print keys shine on the keyboard.
Press
It
print.
sounds like something cracks before the piece of paper starts filling up with pure black ink. Something's broken. Machines aren't supposed to behave like this.
Read the
The
printout.
paper is soaked with ink, its monochrome darkness spanning from margin to margin. It's not possible to make out any information.
What happened? It's just covered in ink.
Odd. Something is obviously broken here.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering.
Anything that ups perception. Funny hat. Cool boots. It's -1.
Tiles on the cube. It sounds like something cracks. Something's broken. Machines aren't supposed to behave like. The paper is soaked with ink.
Okay.
It's
There's a good
monochrome
chance I could fuck
darkness
this up.
spanning from margin to margin.
But I did
It's
everything I
not
could.
possible to make out any. It's just black upon black. Nothing to see here. Tiles on the cube. Tiles on the cube. The filament slides. An iron safety curtain curves before your eyes, folded like a bellows. It covers half the room, blocking the way into a colossal industrial chimney. This is directly above the central furnace in the cellar. The voices probably came from here.
Knock
What an
on.
odd thing to do. Nothing happens.
Knock on it harder.
Still nothing. No one's home.
Knock even harder.
Those curtains prove to be surprisingly sturdy. Your fist hurts now.
There must be another way to wake up whoever is in there. Maybe we should ask the lady in the bookstore what's going on here.
The floorboards creak. Shoes in a puddle of melting snow. Someone live here? Product schedule filament memory. A steel rotor blade bearing a slipstream logo. This is slipstream printed on the laminate top layer.
Tiles on the cube
Insert
are
the
still
production
small,
schedule.
like a smooth draw. The filament slides. The
As the
speaker
playground.
comes to life.
Good evening, Fortress Accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
Show the password with the production
Good.
schedule.
Please repeat the password.
Password? I'm really bad at passwords. Can you give me a hint?
No.
A hint system is not part of the protocol for repeater stations.
Say afterlife death?
Good. I've unlocked the production schedule.
Nice.
After ending the call, please press print to access the filament.
Really? She just used the same password? Maybe those radio computer guys aren't that paranoid after all.
Fortress accident. Thank you.
Tiles on the cube are still
Print.
with a quiet determination. The printer starts printing, a piece of paper unfolding like a handheld fan. A black crisscross of letters covers its surface. It's a project report written by the lead producer, Andrew Andy Schott, about Whirl Untethered, a radio game developed by Studio Fortress Accident. The first few pages give an overview of the capital and workforce, while the rest of it seems to be a production schedule.
Read about capital. I want to know more about money.
In its short time of existence, Fortress Accident SCA managed to burn through truly insane amounts of money. The first tranche of seed financing brought in 150,000 Ria, but then came the delays. Eventually, the damage reached 400,000 Ria, with only half of the game finished.
Gosh, where did they get all this
Let's
money?
just say it was a real adventure for their Igaunian investor.
Read about the workforce. Who worked there? How long?
Fortress Accident employed 18 people. The bulk of the team composed of writers and concept artists. There were also radio programmers, sound engineers, a CEO, 2 marketing experts, and a single overburdened producer who developed a habit of popping Pyrrolidon in the basement to escape his obligations. Why did Fortress Accident have so many concept artists?
Wait, why did a radio game need so many artists?
It didn't.
Did it need so many concept artists?
No, definitely not. A few more producers could have come in handy though, especially when dealing with writers, some of whom routinely skipped work because of mental health issues and extremely unprofessional sleep schedules. One of them even managed to steal some valuable company property before skipping town for good.
Skim through the production schedule, whatever it is.
The production schedule depicts their glorious descent into bankruptcy.
Because of the concept artists?
Not the concept artists. It wasn't even the writers. With their panic attacks and 3-hour lunches, it was impossible not to fail. The project was too large, and no amount of money could satiate the ever-expanding ambitions of the development team. They tried to make a 4 million real game with 400,000 in their bank account.
Yeah.
They thought they could bridge the gap with pure willpower and imagination. They couldn't.
I could have bridged the gap.
No, you couldn't have.
Okay, Volition. What do you mean? I totally could have.
Definitely not. Not a chance. Even then, success remained
too,
within an
conceptualization?
ever-narrowing margin of possibility that, despite everything, never entirely disappeared. That is, until they discovered the Valley of the Heads.
The what?
At the 11th hour, the lead designer, Jimsk-born Sulisław Jalisa, decided that what Whirl Untethered needed was a secret mystical location at the extreme edge of the map. This place was to be the Valley of the Heads, where the heads of all the headless constructs could be found. The player would have been able to choose a head for their headless party member, and each head would have been voiced on air by a professional actor.
This is some insane shit. Who were these people? How many heads were there?
So many. The last count, there were approximately 10,000 heads for 10,000 headless men, all of which could be endlessly recombined.
How many combinations could you make out of that?
Do you really want to know? There seems to be a calculation here, but it may take a while.
Yeah, how bad could it be? And it's still going. Dear fucking God, that's a... Oh, there's even more fucking numbers. Keep going.
The lieutenant taps his foot impatiently, his arms folded tight against his chest.
Keep going.
What if you broke the radio computer? What if it's never going to stop?
Just let the numbers wash over you.
And that's it.
So many numbers. Okay, so that's what did
Well,
them in?
yeah, that and the catastrophic data loss.
Supposed to be anomalies mentioned in the church log.
On the nature of the data loss, there's ominously little information in the production log. It comes at the very end, where things get fuzzy and dark, where tables and numbers seem to vanish into an eerie nothingness, before the Egonian investors pulled the plug. What is clear is that one day, an unidentified numeric anomaly occurred on the East Insulindian Lintel front, just as the World Untethered project was being compiled that day.
And the anomaly caused all the data to get lost in the air?
When the project was returned, it was completely blank. The team spent weeks on the phone with Lintel, the service provider, but despite their diagnostics, they could never produce a satisfactory explanation or pay for the loss.
It wasn't a copy of the game, a backup?
Mysteriously enough, it seems that the off-site copy happened to be on-site when the catastrophic data loss occurred. It was the lead programmer's responsibility to oversee weekly maintenance of the off-site copy and, well, keep it off-site. An explanatory note from the lead programmer has been attached.
What does it say?
S. Lukanen Kilda, the lead programmer of Fortress Accident. The off-site copy was on-site because there was no off-site anymore. Not for me, not after 8 months of crunch. I didn't have a home anymore, so I started keeping it in the basement in the ice bear refrigerator near where I went to sleep. It was perfectly safe there. The temperature conditions were optimal.
It's not very convincing, is it?
Her former colleagues would agree with you.
Is there anything else from the sleep programmer?
The production schedule ends with a few random notes that seem to be added sometime later.
Read the notes at the
4
end.
months later, by an unknown author. I am the only one left, and it's gotten rather damp here. A few other businesses have gone under, too. Slipstream switched to making skis, and the hairdressers just left, cursing Martinez. They're right, though. Something's seriously wrong with this place. Martinez, all of it. Still haven't got an answer from Lintel about what happened. All I could get were the physical coordinates of the error on the East Insulindian front on that day. Since the computation happened on air, I reckoned it had to coincide with an actually existing location. I have compared the coordinates to a map of Revachol West. Turns out it's only 800 meters from here. The address is Saint-Brun 1147. I am going there to look this thing in the eye. Saint-Brun 1147? That's what the street sign next to the church said.
Tap the power
Tiles
away.
on the cube are the
Remove.
filament slides out.
And leave. It's like leather and sweat.
The barbell waits patiently on the floor.
So on the other side is closer than I come back tomorrow. Okay.
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic. No, these tracks are not interesting at all. Let the street sweeper just sweep them away.
I don't know why I don't do it. I know I should do it, but I don't.
Yes?
It's getting late, and it's raining. Time to call it a day.
Can I?
Good night, officer. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
See the waves, the sea, a church.
The bed is comforting, if a bit run down. Still, you've earned a rest.
Go to sleep.
The bed underneath you is soft, if lumpy. Waves wash the sand underneath the hut, then grow distant to your ear. In the quiet hum of the organic heater, you fall asleep.
Like a deftly cast fishing net, sleep pulls you out of the world and into its dark shore. The rough mesh chafes, tightening around you, it digs into your brain.
Dark Shore's my ass. I know what this is.
How have things been going for you out there? Helped anyone lately? Saved anyone lately? Murdered anyone lately?
This bastard isn't even listening to you.
Because you know you are a murderer. A disco music listening psycho killer who offs poor people and then forgets about it.
Okay, so I'm a murderer, and that's bad.
Hear that? He doesn't even flinch. Iceman doesn't care about killing people. That's nothing to him. Blackwater, under the bridge. The thing he's really scared of is much, much worse than that.
What is it?
Don't tell him, sister. It's too bad.
Why are you doing this? I just want to sleep. I can almost see the dark.
We're trying to help you. All these processes, these tortures, voices and tremors are all just distractions, flares and countermeasures to keep you from the last dream. The worst of them all.
The last dream?
The last dream will be total annihilation. Cinders peeling off the fuselage. We won't be there to help you anymore, Harry. We will be dormant. You will be naked and alone.
And the air will smell of apricots.
Of hell. An ancient sadness, brother. 10,000 years later, in front of the video rental, there is a warm breath on your face again. Everything is okay again.
Everything is so okay.
Doesn't sound like it will be okay. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Your eyelids flutter open for a moment. When you close them again, you sense the light of the room around you. You're back. In 2 seconds, the alarm will ring.
The last thought in your head before waking is, maybe you shouldn't have seen that stained glass window in the church.
Open your eyes. Morning. Since first, put my cool sword in my hand. Like a thing. Put this away.
Officer, care to play a game with the lonely old man? Actually, never mind. Wouldn't be the same.
It's time to find you a new bowl.
It's too late now, officer. You got back too late. Rene's gone. The prick survived all the bullets, swords, and explosion just to die of a heart attack. Ironic, isn't it? Even his own bitter little heart couldn't stand him. Keep it. It's not even a real bull. Besides, it doesn't really matter now. I've never seen anyone else play pétanque in Martinez.
Wait. Is Rene dead?
The prick is gone. I can barely believe it. But he's really gone.
He is trying to retain his jolly facade, but the underlying sadness casts a deep shadow over his wrinkled face.
You wrapped his mouse?
I took them for myself. Took them to remember that old cunt. Nobody knew him better than I did. And I want to remember that old cunt by something.
Strange how old cunt sounds almost gentle when he says it now.
May Rene rest in peace.
Yes. In peace.
Tell me what you knew about the dead man.
Everything, really. I probably knew him better than...
Stops in the
You
middle of
meant
something.
the teacup in the tree, didn't you? I don't know anything about him.
Teacup? Oh, because of the ceramic armor. Clever.
Alright for now. I wonder if that's always like destined to happen once you find the ball, or if he does just die on day 5 and there's nothing, and I just was able to finally break down that door a day late. God, that hurts the most. Oh yeah, that's right, she's on the Fisherman Island now. Rip the homie. Right when I found his ball.
You broke down the back door, the wards, the door. It's all gone now. dark psychic energy leeching onto my shop.
Sometimes it's necessary to resort to extreme
I
measures.
suppose it's all over now. I guess there's no escape.
What are you talking about? It's just a
Just
door.
a door? This place is cursed, Detective. They don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing. Just look at the sheer amount of companies that have failed in this house. I hope you're happy now. Happy that you've ruined everything. Now that you've broken the door, the curse is coming to get me as well.
She closes her eyes and starts mumbling something under her
Host
breath.
Almighty, she prays. Guard me and my honest business venture from the curse that lurks behind the door. Blessed be your name.
Curse, but I thought the curse wasn't real.
Of course you didn't. You're nothing but a policeman. All right. You know what? I'm willing to let you investigate the doomed commercial area. We are set on the path. There's little else to do.
Her facade has dropped. Now you see the curiosity behind the fear.
But before we go on, tell me, did you encounter the malignant entity?
Of course, the entity closed her eyes. I didn't see her, but I sensed her presence.
You did? Then it has to be true. I've suspected that this woman-shaped energy must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw her. Did you see that she lives inside the chimney?
You mean the chimney, the part of the central furnace? I heard voices coming from there.
Yes, I've heard that. It's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains upstairs. God knows what she's doing there. Some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. And do return to me after you've talked to it. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse.
If you're really interested in cracking this mystery, then we should go back to the furnace. Maybe you could yell into it or something. Make some noise. You'll think of something. You always do.
Okay, but please, only a few questions. You wouldn't want to disturb the spirits.
How does this curse
The
manifest?
curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease, eating at the very foundation.
A shiver runs through the woman as she looks around the dimly lit
It's the
store.
curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy.
Ah, Net mentioned that her previous tenement had experienced some financial troubles.
It's not just that, officer. We're dealing with something supernatural here. It's the cacodemons, feeding off bad business practices and disappointing income
Cacodemons.
statements. There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie, lingering presence, as if I was unwanted here.
Sounds familiar.
Strange, everyone wanted to. What does it mean?
Truly so? Perhaps the dark energies are leeching off you. You shouldn't stay in the store too long. It may be dangerous.
Have you sought help from anyone?
Yes, I've contacted numerous parapsychologists and even a pair of Simonese mediators. They provided me with the ward.
You know, it's the strange cage-like trinkets on the
The
curtains.
wards help to keep the doom at bay and protect us against the darkness that lies further in the building. Even though now I fear, it's not enough.
Why didn't you just tell me about the curse right away?
It's not good to talk about the curse, not in detail. The negativism, it's dangerous. Talking about the void wraiths angers them.
Wow. Void raves. You have new words.
Nice. Is your pendant part of the ward as well?
Oh, this? No, it's a special Himian amulet, blessed by desert pygmy shamans, with a spell of compulsion. It's to compel people to buy books.
Ah.
There are numerous spells cast throughout the store. I had the books anointed with a different inducement spell, for example. It's guaranteed to boost sales 15%.
Oh.
Desert pygmy shamans. That sounds like a rather questionable way to describe a group of people.
What about the wards on the back door? Are those Simonese as well?
Yes, the Simonese are very crafty, and their wards are extremely powerful. Lesser wards simply won't do here.
I might have other
The woman
questions.
looks aloof, her features much softer. Occasionally she glances at her daughter's silhouette. Shelves full of biographies, browsing through all the books with all their names makes your head spin. None of these seem important or relevant. It's all vapid vapid egoism. Suddenly, a particularly odd title catches your eye. It reads, High Speed Love, the tragic true love story of Jacob Irv and Alfie Delatraz by one Cecilia Averbrook.
What's it
High
about?
Speed Love chronicles the romance between two of the finest tip-top tourney racers in history. One of them is the madcap driver, Jacob Irv. His blonde mane graces the cover. Next to Irv's life story, you see a slim biography of an Occidental rock star called the Anti-Star.
Ooh.
He's famous for shooting morphine into one of his eyeballs
Okay.
and cocaine into the other. Next to that,
Oh,
Revolutionary
alright.
radio personality Guillaume Bevy stands in front of a rundown drug den. He's a permanent fixture on Channel 8, reporting on real-life crime and ruining cops' days.
I really must insist you buy one of the books. Reading them is not for free. Do still browse though, but not too long.
She understands she has erred against the customer and immediately corrects course.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you. You are browsing. Go ahead. Take your time. Time is commerce.
This one.
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range of paranatural literature.
No, I want to buy medical purposes of the pale.
Indeed. Something about that book does seem to have spoken to you. Well, I hope it contains what you're looking for.
Because I ever need to pass time reading a book. We equip the light. Let's see if I can lift this.
The barbell waits patiently on the floor, like a dog.
Did I
for its
succeed?
master.
I succeeded at this?
Conjuring up a human amount of strength, you raise the barbell up in the air. Your biceps tremble.
Barely
You're
get
a
it.
savage. This is a children's game.
Say nothing, vengeful in the feeling. I am a true champion!
A warm wave of accomplishment washes over your head as you drop the barbell to the floor.
Let's go.
For a moment, it feels like you're strong enough to succeed at anything you ever set your mind to.
Good technique.
Lieutenant nods with approval.
The barbell waits patiently on the floor, like a dog for its master. A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black.
Kick the furnace. Helps you know with their research. Physical instrument. Fuck, there's so many things I need to increase my physical instrument. I need to
A
get...
thick
Game,
layer
give me
of
this
coal
fucking level
dust
up, please.
covers something breaks loose in you.
Barely!
A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then,
This is police. Who's there? I summoned the ghost of the doomed commercial area. Answer me, spirit.
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the second floor. I'll open it.
you hear a low rumble upstairs. The sound of a curtain being pulled aside.
Don't tell me. Stop that. Did that work?